With Idaho's busy wildfire season behind us, some homeowners are now struggling to insure their homes in wildfire-prone areas. Abby Wilt looked into why some homeowners are getting dropped off from their insurance companies, while others are seeing price increases. Abby?
Hunter insurance companies say it's getting riskier to insure homes in wildfire-prone zones, especially those in rural Idaho, many of which were hit by wildfires this year. It's now causing concern for many homeowners.
You come up Highway 21, there's hardly any traffic, the stress ratchets right down, and then you start to smell the pine trees, and it's just a phenomenal place to live.
Tucked behind Bogus Basin, in the middle of the Boise National Forest, sits Placerville.
There aren't really anything here commercially except for this one store.
A town with a population of 53.
Everybody pretty much knows everybody.
One of those residents with deep roots is Steve Copps.
My family moved here in 1863.
Before Idaho became a state, the Copps family made the woods around Placerville their home.
When I drive up here, I smell the pine trees right away, and it just takes me back to being this big. Solitude is important.
But some home insurance companies are now saying that forest solitude comes with a hefty price tag.
Insurance is a risk business. That's what it's all about. But they don't want take risk.
It's a risk Copps has felt the pain of firsthand.
A year and a half ago, I got dropped. I didn't get a letter, I didn't get notification, I didn't get reasons, I was just dropped.
Copps had the same insurance company for 25 years.
And never had a claim of any kind.
But his insurance company decided the Boise National Forest wasn't too much of a wildfire-prone zone to insure him.
Somebody to death somewhere comes up with zones, and it's a circle. And it get another circle, another circle, and another circle. And if you're in one of those circles and they determine that's a hazard, you get dropped.
So he had to find new coverage.
I was able to get insurance several $100s more a month.
And in Placerville, there really isn't an option to be uninsured.
You got to be insured. You know, this place burns down, these trees are gone, it's, you know, it's gone. You're not going to rebuild a bunch of burned down trees, so it's important to have it.
Copps isn't alone. From 2021 to 2024, 6% of surveyed homeowners, including Idahoans, have been dropped from their home insurance policy because they live in a high-risk area. That's according to a Policy Genius Climate Change and Home Buying survey. The National Interagency Fire Center says over 1 million acres of land was burned this year in the Great Basin, which includes Idaho, Nevada, and Utah. That's well above average.
It was a stressful season. Every district saw a number of fires.
In Idaho, that included 52 homes burned, 38 in the Gwen Fire, 4 in the Texas Fire, 8 in the Wapiti Fire, and 1 each in the Paddock and Lava Fires. The forest around Placerville was spared this year. But those fires nearby prompted Copps to make his property as fire-resistant as it could be.
Cut all the trees. You can see the trees, how they go up to the green. That's called ladder fuel. Cut all that ladder fuel off. I put all this road rock in all the way around the cabin. And I cut trails down, so if there's a fire over there, it won't get to me.
And the town of Placerville, well, they're doing what they can too. Fire Chief Andrew Barrett says since he became chief last year, his mission was to make the town as fire-resistant as possible.
I'm not seeing it being impossible, but it's definitely a little bit harder and more of a challenge.
Insurance companies take areas and rank them on a number system. The lower the number, the safer the area is against wildfires. Placerville sits at an 8, and Barrett says it's been an 8 since 2010, before he even took over.
Small volunteer fire departments like our own put a lot of effort into ensuring that that number is as low as possible, so we mitigate the risk of an insurance company from canceling our neighbors.
The number can get ranked lower if there's more water supply. So Barrett says Placerville now has 2, a pond just north owned by BLM and a 30,000-gallon underground cistern.
The faster we can get water onto a fire, the lower we can drop our rating.
Barrett says homeowners and the town as a whole will continue to prep to avoid fires and boost their chances of keeping home insurance.
Insurance can be a challenge.
It's a challenge Copps is willing to take on.
I'm doing everything I can, and we'll see what happens.
So he can stay in the place he loves.
It's just so peaceful here.
And Idaho isn't the only state this is affecting. Several homeowners have had the same thing happen in California and Washington, but towns around Idaho are just starting to figure out more long-term solutions for this.
Okay, so the big question, what happens next?
Yeah, I think the conversation is definitely geared towards how to lower that rating with insurance companies in towns around Idaho. So it's definitely something that they're going to keep working on, and it's an issue that KTVB will for sure keep following.
Having that conversation. Awesome. Thank you, Abby.